Oh, hello. Let's get soda. My name is Brandon, the People's Writer Conejo. Victims of Villains is a look at the darkest side of Mac City through the eyes of average people like you and I. Mac City is a place that's completely overrun with supervillains. So you get a lot of people who've been victimized. They meet up in this support group and they share their stories. It's a room full of stories in a city full of bad guys. The Victims of Villains comic book will be adapted directly from the Victims of Villains screenplay. The structure of the movie is kind of like Tales from the Dark Side or Pulp Fiction or Sin City. It's relentless entertainment because that's my style. The first incarnation of Victims of Villains will be this comic book series. First, there was John Carpenter, then there was Robert Rodriguez, and next, I believe, is me. My name is Brandon, the People's Writer Conejo, and I just want to make the best action movies this world will ever see. I'm as American as it gets. I'm half white and I'm half Mexican. I'm the son of a janitor who named me after Brandon Lee. By the age of 5, my favorite movies were Fists of Fury, Bloodsport, and Godzilla's Revenge. My favorite musician of all time is DMX. I was raised by a couch potato, so I've been studying the classics my entire life. Predator, Terminator 2, The Fifth Element, Big Trouble in Little China, Desperado, RoboCop. I taught myself how to use nunchucks, and I taught myself how to write movies. I've been studying screenwriting for the past decade. I've been working in television for the past decade. I'm a professional television editor. I'm a professional television writer. I'm in the midst of producing my first show. It's about professional wrestling. It's a show called Beyond Geek. Check it out. Pretty big into sports. I'm big into MMA. I've been to like 50 live WWE events. Professional wrestling provides a very wide range of entertainment. There's a lot of emotions, a lot of different stories being told. If people don't like what they see, they boo it. If people like what they see, they cheer it. It's a great education in what people like. And I've been watching my entire life. My style is relentless entertainment. I'm afraid of boring myself when I write. I'm here to raise the budget to produce issue number 1 of the Victims of Villains comic book series. Right now my plans are to make a short run series based on the screenplay. 100 pages of a screenplay translates to like 300 pages of the comic book, something like that. Issue number 1 of Victims of Villains is like a rapid fire introduction to Mac City through the eyes of a young slacker named Jacob. Jacob wakes up one morning to a phone call from his girlfriend. She accuses him of cheating and promises to post some of his dick pics. So Jacob races across Mac City to stop her. But unfortunately for him, he runs into Nux. And Nux's master, the hero slayer, Vil. Vil is my Spawn. Vil is my Batman, my Spider-Man. But what sets Vil apart from those characters is that this motherfucker is ruthless. Vil is a fucking supervillain. He's the ultimate supervillain because his life's goal is to slaughter every superhero. And that's exactly what he goes around doing. My ultimate goal right now is to create the Victims of Villains movie. Earlier this year, my younger brother and I joined forces to create a production company called Ruthless Rabbit Entertainment. And we want to make it ourselves. We want to work our way up. We want to start here with the Victims of Villains comic book series. Then we want to do an unrelated television series for the El Rey Network. We want to do a short film titled The Wrestling Dead. The first feature film we want to do is a martial arts movie, and we want to work our way up to the Victims of Villains movie. I'd like The Wrestling Dead to follow in the footsteps of Kung Fury. Who would you like to see in a short film titled The Wrestling Dead? So back in 2014, I self-published a Victims of Villains ash can, and I debuted it at Wizard World Comic Con Sacramento at my own table in Artist Alley. Every time I told people what the comic was about, they really liked the idea. The response was fantastic. I sold a lot of copies. I signed autographs for the first time in my life, and I even got a copy into the hands of the Zeus of comic books, Stan the Man Lee, and I was on top of the world. And then my artists missed 4 consecutive deadlines, and I was forced to part ways with them. I love their work, but they're young guys and they overloaded their plates. So I hired what I thought was a professional art studio to take over Victims of Villains, and it turned out to be nothing more than a f***ing scam. They took my money and they basically ran. They totally caught me off guard. I didn't expect to get scammed. from an art studio. What I thought was an art studio. I lost time, I lost momentum, I lost confidence, and Victims of Villains was completely derailed. My life's work was derailed. And that's why I'm here. I think crowdfunding is amazing. Robert Rodriguez, I think if you were young, I think it's amazing that a writer like me can be here and say directly to you, the people, that I need your help creating the Victims of Villains franchise. Now is your chance to be a part of it from the very beginning. This is also an open call to all professional comic book artists out there who are looking for a new project. I want to start fresh with a whole new team. I'm looking for people with at least 2 years of professional experience. This entire campaign is to raise the money to pay you a professional rate. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening, and please show your support however you can, whether it's with a contribution, sharing this on social media, or even just telling your friends, because this campaign will not succeed without your support. Thank you.